it's like, okay, we got 25 feet right down the middle, and then just like this one on the edge, 2 foot.
Yeah, you can pretty much guarantee that these pits drop off,
Yes.
but not always.
Yeah,
there's some surprises.
Of them have nice shallow areas.
Yeah, right. You too can be a blue dot.
Well, I've heard that multiple times. On this pit, actually.
Yep.
Way down there around that corner, you said that.
Uh-huh.
Was it floating?
Yeah, that's the only problem with being out here is that it does take a while to get the information in.
It does.
And here comes another fisherman.
Hey, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Good. Love your videos.
Thank you very much.
You gonna spin around backwards so I can pull you up?
Yeah, that might be the best idea. I thought I could just step right on out.
Well, it's mossy.
Pretty slick.
Well, I don't know. I've got. We were actually watching
Bunch of your videos,
last night.
Oh, cool. I need to watch them too because that's as close to fishing as I'm getting. So long. I hate to admit this, but I was driving over here and it's like, now how did I get back to this place? And then I remembered Scammon Corner. Turn there,
Yep.
Big Brutus.
Yep, go
Head
past
on.
Big Brutus to
Right.
the next road, 70,
Right.
and come south to Star Valley Road, and then go north to 80 and come west to the entrance.
Right here. Yep. Yeah.
Or south, south to the entrance from Star Valley.
Yeah. And if you don't know where these places are, get a map.
Yeah, Fishing Game has a real good one in paper, PDF file.
Yes, indeed. And I've already posted this at the beginning of the video so that they should have no reason to not know where we are right now. So how did you do that? And by the way, my name's Paul and yours is?
My name's Dan.
Dan. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Fellow fly fisherman here.
Yep.
And how did you do today?
So far I've got about a dozen.
Wow.
The largest was about a 13 to 14 inch bass.
Dang.
Between bass and bluegill, and did pretty good.
Awesome. So what were you using for bait? If you don't mind. I mean,
No
you know,
problem.
trade.
I'm using a fly that a guy in our shop, or a guy in our club, designed, and it's actually a crappie fly. He calls it the magic crappie fly.
Well, it must be.
I've tried all different. This has been a very successful, and I'll say Pat McCleve designed it, and it is a very it catches fish.
Yeah, it looks like the chartreuse is a great color, of course.
Yeah, and
with the red head on it.
it catches fish. He's caught everything from carp to bass to crappie. We even caught
Carp?
fish with it. Yep.
Wow.
And, yeah, I think the only thing he hasn't caught it with has been trout. But it's been a very successful fly pattern, and man, I use it a lot because it's kind of like my go-to if I'm not getting any luck on anything else.
Well, I'd say it was the way to go today. Is this a cork that kind of goes with it?
Yeah, it's a
float.
It's a bobber, but we call a strike indicator for fly fishermen.
There you go.
Same thing.
So so you let it set and it'll sink down into
yeah.
Okay.
And we don't have to have it, but I like to use it so I can adjust how deep I want my fly to be.
Right.
And then I can know how deep it is.
Oh, okay, cool.
And a company called Oros.
Different sizes. Nice.
Yeah, this is the large size, and then that's a medium.
Yeah.
And then they've got a micro size. It's like a little pill.
I bet trying to set it for 25 feet deep, you can't do it.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Yeah.
And it won't. That won't sink. It's like a bobber with a conventional. And then when it hits, of course,
Yep.
Just like a bobber, and yeah, it's we've really had a good 3 days.
Good deal. And you have one more, right?
Yes, half a day tomorrow.
There you go.
Yesterday was probably hardest with the wind.
Today wasn't bad?
Today wasn't bad. It's kind of tough, but I found a little hole and
I saw you when I came pulling up.
And that's where I was nailing a lot, and then I nailed some right down here at first thing in the morning.
Yeah, that looks really fishy right there. I mean, I think I started out this way and went, oh yeah, and I caught that one big bass right around the corner.
It wasn't there no more.
Long gone by.
It's all coming back to me now.
Yeah.
Did you get to that spot around the corner
With the rocks?
Yeah.
No, I didn't go that far.
Okay.
With the wind, it was blowing down that side, so I got over on this edge.
Right.
And there's a couple trees that are overhanging with a deadfall right in between them. And I was just casting there, and that's where I got the largemouth on that let go. and all those green sunfish are right there. I probably fished for about 90 minutes right in that spot.
Yeah, it's tough to move on, you know.
Yeah, it's hitting.
You know, Paul, with fly fishermen in Kansas and a lot in the Midwest, people say, well, what do you fish for with the fly rod? There's no trout around here. We fish for all species. It's just another form of fishing.
There you go.
And I watch the lure guys like you, and I watch, okay, what colors they use and what what does that lure look like? How can I imitate that with feathers or materials, feathers or fur, and try to copy it. And that's how a lot of fly fishermen do. And the funniest thing is a lot of the bass fishermen are using now mouse patterns they used out of deer hair that spin deer hair.
There you go.
I had a tournament bass fisherman says, hey, I'll give you $20 if you can tie me a bass fly, a mouse pattern.
Oh, heck yeah.
And I was like, it takes more money and more time for me to do than $20. You're gonna have to make it
Yeah, and that's kind of, if you tie your own flies, it's more than, it's like a labor of love.
Yeah.
You know, it is. It's a great way to fish. A lot of people don't use fly fishing poles, but poppers, you know, fishing ponds, even from the bank, you said. And when you have, you know, a boat ramp behind you, you don't have to worry about going back. And of course, if you fly fish, you're good enough to know to keep it high and out of the weeds.
Actually, fishing down there on that spot because of the wind, and I was trying to cast up underneath the stuff, so I was doing sidearm casts. So, you know, the fly is only about this far off the water, and you pop it in there and get it back underneath the overhanging trees, or, you know, the dead, in between the dead tree sticks.
Right.
Going overhead, I would have been catching the tree. Like, you know, I saw you do. And I did a few times, and as soon as they hit, you know, pop it back, and usually you're all right.
Yep.
Tree fishermen will look at you, you know, if you don't.
You got to.
Yeah.
You have. I mean, that's all part of the deal. So.
It's the fiber.
Yep. Absolutely.
One of the good things is the club we belong to in Wichita, Kansas, Flatland Fly Fishers.
Right.
We're a very active club, and we've been around for 40 years. This is our 40th year.
Wow.
And we do trips to Canada. We do a monthly trip around the state. We do a trip to Roaring River. We're going to try making this at least a yearly or bi-yearly, twice a year trip out here in the mine pits.
Cool deal.
Because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we have a very, like I said, very active club. We work at a group called Project Healing Waters. We have a local chapter. We work with disabled vets. And in fact, one of the guys that's with us, that's how we met him, was through Project Healing Waters.
Cool.
He's a disabled vet, and he loves fly fishing. See
Awesome.
guys change, men and women, their lives change when they get into fly fishing.
That is so cool. Yeah, it can get you out into places, you know, away from all of the city hustle and bustle and stuff, out into this. And I don't know, there's no way that you can't feel more at ease and at peace than out here, at least for me. That's how.
I left my stripping basket back at the car, so when they get back, I'm gonna have to get it.
Oh yeah, and that's what.
And my drink too.
That black thing right here. This is that's a stripping basket. It straps on both sides, so when you're stripping your line, you know, you cast out 30 feet of line,
right,
and you start stripping it back. You don't want it falling down between your legs or wrapping up on your feet.
Hey,
so
great idea.
They have a stripping basket that catches it. Some people, if they're like on rivers, will have a stripping basket they'll wear on their waist. And
wow, I did not know
so
that.
the line wouldn't get in the water and start floating down.
I wonder how long ago that invention came around.
It's been around
for quite a while.
Yeah.
Some people take like little tiny clothes baskets. They want to make their own, and they'll have the little tiny like
whatever works.
Whatever works. That's right.
Saltwater fly fishermen do that when they're fishing from shore for stripers and stuff.
Yep.
It's really kind of cool.
It's a line control device.
That's a very fast growing part of fly fishing. Part of the sport is saltwater fly fishing.
Yes.
There's guys catching 150, 200 pound tarpon on 15 weight fly rods, which is, mine's a 6 weight. You see, it's about twice the size of that thing as far as weight and heaviness.
Yep. And that's a 7 weight and 8 weight.
And that
7 weight's got that sink tip on it, and the 8 weight's the one I've been using today.
And that's what the other thing about fly fishing, it's a completely different deal when it comes to when you catch a fish. When you get one on, you're not reeling away. You're pulling it in, and you can pull in as much as you want, you know, and with the long rod, the bend to it and everything. Yep. It is such a cool way to fish.
Yep. You sometimes though, if you got a big fish, which this has happened to me 3 times this year in Wichita, at a guy's age away catching largemouth, that you stripping and it's taking line. Well, then you're like, okay, I got to get it on the reel. So you hold the line tight with your other hand, reel up all your slack line,
right,
and then you start letting the reels drag, wear that fish down, because you're just pulling. It's taking. You're not wearing him down that much.
Right.
So you get him on the drag, you know, just like on the conventional, and then let it swim around. I think I posted one of them. You said you liked it, the one with the tail of the fish down the gullet of the largemouth. That one I had to get on the reel.
I've seen a few of those. It's like I've never caught one. I have caught 2 bass on one lure, but never had a bass with another fish sticking out of its mouth. Crawdads.
No, but you have caught them where they've been spitting out shiners.
Yes,
on one
right.
of your videos.
Well, that's true. That's true.
That.
That's true.
He's spitting shiners as he comes. There we go, guys. Let's make some silver-looking flies.
Yep.
Or white and strip them around. In that pit, I think it was 21 over here where that happened.
Yeah.
On the one where the dirty water was.
Right.
I don't catch fish in the dirty water. You proceed to catch 5 largemouth.
Yeah, well, that was, I guess, I need to say that more often, I guess, because, man, that was my jinx. Yeah, that came zooming right in, so.
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Well, so how'd you guys do? Wow,
Yeah,
yes, nice.
Those are streamers. And hey, which one's your, what'd you call it, the seducer?
Seducer? Well,
Oh, my goodness.
Let me get a little closer.
Yeah, don't slip on that mossy ram there, Paul.
it's all one feather, just marabou from one end and then the other, and then you just put a little flash in it.
Wow.
It's actually a redfish fly, but you know, bass eat them up.
Oh, heck yeah.
And they like these, they really like those white ones.
Right,
They
wider
ain't flash
short
in that one, but yeah, they've got a nice little pink head on it.
Yep.
Yeah, white's the new chartreuse.
You dropped one of them, Larry.
What's the new
One of them
short
went down by your bag.
Good to get off that seed, I can tell you.
And your name?
Mike.
Mike. Nice to meet you. I'm Paul.
Oh, glad to meet you.
And hope you don't mind it being filmed here. Just wanted to get out here and see some people that have found out the greatness of these pits and see what y'all think.
We're Fort Scott, and I've got relatives in Girard and Farlington, so I know.
Oh, you know all about it, yeah.
Never been out on them till this weekend on it.
This is the guy I said we come down here. This is our 6th trip, the first time to be on the water.
There you
This
go.
is my favorite friend. Oh, wait a minute.
It's okay, you can say that.
This is my Hollywood frog,
Oh, heck yeah.
and I have caught bass on it.
That is cool.
Yeah,
Like that.
it's just a Chad Johnson Crazy Legs, I think it's called.
I'm sorry, and your name?
Larry Shannon.
Larry. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah.
I love this pattern, and I was catching all kinds
Oh,
of fish.
man, I don't doubt that a bit. I
That
don't
one's
doubt
yours.
that a bit. What?
Try it.
Oh, heck yeah.
Bluegill, bass eat that up. I was catching them out there, some big green sunfish. I was
See.
hoping for a bass. I had a bass chasing it, but I didn't get it. But it was just about 10 inches of.
Yeah.
I caught a nice, probably 15, 16 inch one yesterday on one of my hoppers. These right here catch everything. If I'm not catching fish, I'll throw that on, and I'll tell you what,
Oh, yeah.
it's not a problem.
Yep. Yeah, there's lots of panfish in here
Lot
that
of
would
bluegill
just
and-
eat that up.
It's fun just catching something.
Well, if you want to know how to get a person to fly fish again, that's how you do it. You hand them a lure that's made for fly fishing because...
It's just like one of the lures you'd throw.
Yeah, but I do have a fly fishing pole, and I want to use it.
The rods, not poles.
Sorry, fly
rods.
fishing rod.
Fly rod,
This is
yeah.
kinda
Rod,
what
yeah.
I've been tossing.
You got to watch what you're saying around these fly fishermen.
Strike indicators on bobbers.
This is called
I'll get it right.
Mayor's Mini Leech,
Holy cow.
and it's a size 16 hook. And it's known, it was created by a guy named Landon Mayer out of Colorado. This guy, he's a guide, and he
Good grief.
is known to catch big giant trout on little flies like that. That's his forte, and he is a character. But a lot of these, like these little beetles, trout love them, bass love them, panfish, pellet flies. So if you're catching around fish that's been a hatchery, they love them things.
Oh, hey, cool.
Egg patterns.
I like that.
Yeah.
They look like a little.
Yeah, floating.
The kids go over and 25 cents in
Yep.
the vending machine to get a handful.
Yep. And there's some of the others.
And that's where you could catch carp on those, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Carp, catfish.
Man,
This
that
is-
would be fun.
This is one is called a bluegill jelly bean, but I've caught just as much bass than I have
That is so cool.
bluegill on it.
And
That's
that's
where I caught a 15.5-inch blue bass on Thursday morning or Thursday afternoon.
now, is this one that you made?
Yeah, I tied this. It's well known. Some guy in, I think, Louisiana tied it, created it.
Uh-huh. I love the bug eyes on that.
Yeah, the dumbbell eyes.
Uh-huh.
And I've tied them in chartreuse and black, and they work really well. The white is really good, especially this time of year.
Yeah. Well, actually, pretty much I've either white or chartreuse, like
Yeah.
we were talking. Those are the two colors that, or there's that like a bubble gum color that
Yes.
if you have time to fish slow around brush and stuff,
Yeah.
that's something that works really well too.
With this wind, it's kind of hard, so you kind of go.
Yeah.
In fact, I might tie that white one on after we eat lunch,
There you go.
just to see if I can catch anything.
There you go. Well, let's see what's going on. Well, see, I'm going to use one. I'm going to take a clip out of here to put as the thumbnail for this video.
Okay.
So these guys here are the ones that brought me out of hibernation to come down and at least see what fishing's like again. And so they came from far away, some of you, and are staying at what's the name of the place?
312 Ryan. I remember it's one of the Verbos.
Okay.
In West Mineral,
West Mineral, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 312 Ryan. All right. And what do you think of the place? Does it have everything that you were hoping for?
Very nice double wide. Carport on the front to park under. It's got all three of our vehicles get in there with our trailers.
Awesome.
Plenty of sleeping room, that's important.
Yeah.
Washer and dryer. My wife's going to love it because I won't be bringing home dirty clothes.
There you go. She might even let you go again. Right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, as long as you bring home clean clothes,
Yep.
you got it.
Yep.
And then a grill and stuff like that.
Yep. We had brats last night.
There you go.
Grass grill, there's a fire pit.
Yeah, it's a fire pit if you want to go out and sit around.
So you'd recommend it then for somebody?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And the
'Cause-
guy that owns one that's at an angle across the road. He owns both of them. That one sleeps 4, this one sleeps 6. So, I actually sleeps more if you want to get people on the share beds and use top the bunk beds. But we're bigger than bunk bed size guys. So
There you go. Well, that's great to hear, because I know that people that live around here know about this place, but I'm trying to, get videos out there where people across the country can find out about this, because you never know. I mean, people love fishing, love being outdoors. How many jet skiers messed you up today?
0.
Or big blasting bass boats?
Yeah, there was
Yeah.
One
probably
boat on the water.
Yeah.
It's because it's Saturday.
There you go. Yeah, yeah.
but he was a
all
nice
the
guy.
other lakes we went through, or the mine pits, there was no one.
Yep.
We were there
Well, yesterday
by
we saw the guy that was camping when we were checking out another place. to
Yeah,
go.
but we didn't.
He was a nice guy.
That's a cool thing about these pits. You have a pit pretty much to yourself.
Yeah.
It's just one or two boats not all.
Yep.
Right.
It's nice you can just pull a camper here and camp too, because I
Yes,
have a
indeed.
fifth wheel and I thought, man, that'd be just pull up, spend the weekend.
It's hard to imagine how much fishing there is here until you see it. They're
Yep.
just everywhere, and the structure, and it's just great. The wind, you hide from the wind. It's primo.
Yeah, I think I heard somewhere that these pits have more shoreline than the biggest lake in Kansas has.
We could combine them all.
Right. And
Public too. The public ones, total the public.
right, yeah, just the public pits.
I think
But
it's
most of them's about a mile long anyway.
Right.
Yeah,
And pretty deep as well.
and deep. Yeah, real deep.
So Larry, right? And you were with
Project Healing Waters.
Healing Waters.
Participant / mentor there. I help out. So I started out as participant, and then I decided I wanted to help and do, you know, if I could help someone, I will, and that's what we've been doing.
How cool. Getting them out fishing and whatnot?
Yeah,
Sure.
we're in fact, we got a trip November
Second
in
weekend in
Roaring
November.
River. So I'm going to go be a mentor for one of the participants there. Go there for 2-3 days, I think is what it is. 2 days of fishing, and a day there and a day back.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Well, thank you
it's a
for
lot.
everything you're doing along those lines, and getting involved, getting the youth involved, because that's one thing, man. Every time I come out to these pits, you have places where you can fish from the bank. I can't help but think if the parents can get their kids out here at an early age, they're going to end up like you guys and me, you know, hooked on being outdoors and just the beauty of, you know, nature, being out here with God, because that's really what it is.
I was singing a song this morning as I was going along. They were a long ways away. They don't like to hear me sing. I was singing a song.
I get the same kind of criticism. Well, guys, I sure appreciate you taking the time to do this interview with me, and
He's watched all your videos 10 times if he's watched them all. We watched them all last night.
That's how we found out about some of these.
well, I wish I knew more about what I wanted, because my early ones are really kind of, you know, it's a learning process.
Same as
But-
that boat out there. I told him, man, I just got it a few months ago, so I've been learning how to drive it around even. I mean, it's just, yeah, there's a learning process there. It's good.
All right, well, share pictures, okay? Share pictures on Mineland Wildlife, you know, the site there, and let everybody know what you're up to, and I will get this video out as fast as I can, and people can see it. So
That'd be awesome.
thanks again. I sure appreciate it.
Thanks for coming in.